I'll have to look at another crime meme for the next. I told my wife I wasn't gonna do this. When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died. And as I look in this arena across the globe, a piece of you died. Or else you wouldn't be here. Those are the memories that we have to live with and we learn from. I promise you, from this day forward, I will live with the memories of knowing that I had a little brother that I tried to help in every way I could. Please, rest in peace, little brother. I'll have to look at another crime meme for the next. I told my wife I wasn't gonna do this.
What's up, Pineapple Gang? Whoop, 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 whoop. That's how it's done, right? Whoop, 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 whoop. We're out here partying. As you can see, there's pineapples with what appears to be party hats on them and balloons.
Pineapple party hats.
Wow, is this just truly amazing?
Yes.
I don't know where Zach found this background, but I don't even know who even thought to be like, you know what we need? Pineapples with party hats. So I guess it's like someone read Pineapple Gang's mind. Interesting. Very interesting.
You're in the Pineapple Gang. You are the Pineapple Gang.
I am physically a gang of pineapples at this point. All right, I'll fade this out. Ooh, fade it out. What's up, Chatteroni? Pineapple Roni Gangy.
What's up?
Jack on Cable TV. What's up? Wingo Shack. What's up? Bills.
What's
What's up? J Mark 1919. Always fresh, never from the can. Pineapple Gang.
That's right, Pineapple Gang. Boo, 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 boo.
Question for you, Molly. Have you eaten a pineapple since we started the Pineapple Gang?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
Actually, I have, and I thought about it because, first of all, at Target, they have these things right now that are really terrifying for Halloween that are like fruit skulls, and there's a pineapple one.
I'm sorry, but what? You can eat
They
them?
are like if you wanted your Halloween theme to be like tropical nightmare, you would get these. There's like a watermelon skull and like a pineapple skull. They're like scary fruit skulls. There's a strawberry skull, I think. They're all terrifying. But I thought of you when I saw the pineapple skull. And I was at Echo Park Lake a couple days ago and got a fruit cocktail from a vendor.
Oh, it wasn't from the pineapple skull.
No, but it would be good to drink a cocktail out of a pineapple skull now that you mention it.
I could dig that. I could very much so dig that. I kind of like the idea of a skull pineapple.
I think there's for sure some haunted tiki drink people doing that.
Right.
I discovered recently there's like some, I mean, there's a lot of tiki drink culture in out here in Los Angeles, and it obviously comes originally from a place of kind of racism and exoticism.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out recently there's some people kind of like reappropriating it for their own, just like people that are from that are American, like Asian Americans from the places that some of the tiki culture, Polynesian people making tiki culture. I thought that was kind of cool. It was very like California-y to me.
Is that not appropriation? I don't know anything. Sorry. What?
No, because it's like you're like taking back something that's invented by white people about
Oh,
your culture.
okay, I got
like,
confused. I thought of it the other way around.
Yeah, it's like appropriation's not, it's like reappropriation might not even be the right word. It's just like people from California who like tiki culture, but not the racism part of it, doing like inclusive tiki culture meetups and stuff.
That's
and
cool.
The meetups look like they just drink really incredible tiki drinks out of like crazy skull mugs and stuff like that.
I like that.
I like it too. It overlaps a lot with Disneyland nerd people. So I've also seen some like tiki drink, like Pirates of the Caribbean themed tiki drink mugs that people sell. Somebody was definitely selling a mug that was a skull that you turn upside down and drink out of the skull. And I liked that. I liked all of that. Have you ever been to
Huh.
the Tonga Hut?
Where is that?
It's like on Victory. It's right by you, kind of.
No, I don't think so.
We should go when I'm in the valley. It's like this
Okay.
tiki bar from the 50s
Oh, really?
that is great. I used to like drive by it every day on my way to school, and so
Tonga Hut, you say?
yeah,
Okay.
it's like a. We'll go there. It's weird. Probably they won't have espresso martinis, but they will have something weird for us to drink. Speaking of which, what are you drinking tonight?
You know me, I'm with my classic Diet Coke because I'm quite tired. Wow, look at my thing kind of blurring away. My drink's blurring away. What are you
I
drinking?
have a milk tea. A milk tea.
Mm. What flavor? I love milk tea.
This is just. It's actually the cream top tea, which I also love so
What's
much.
cream top tea?
It's when it's just like green iced green tea or iced black tea, and then they put just like this like whipped topping on the top of it, which I think is like not actually dairy. I think it's coconut milk in some
Oh,
form. But it's basically like whipped cream on top of iced tea, and then it kind of like melts in and becomes mixed up. It's really good.
I've never heard of such a thing. I always get taro milk tea with
Again,
boba.
we will have to work on this together. I've been watching old seasons of Below Deck,
Mm-hmm.
just to feel like I'm. It's very confusing because then when I watch the new ones, I'm completely lost on where we are in the timeline. I'm like, huh?
Naturally.
What? Who?
Mm-hmm.
I forget.
I would expect
But
nothing less. Go on.
I'm up to the first season with Joao, and I took the opportunity to learn a lot about Zimbabwe,
Mm.
and
God, he's got.
Jesus fucking Christ, what?
Oh well, don't worry. Joao, or as what Nick and I called him, JWoww, will tell you everything you need to know about Zimbabwe in due time.
Dude, I mean, that made me start thinking about sort of like the different white colonizer countries that are represented often on Below Deck, which is like a lot of them. There's a lot of South Africans, but Zimbabwe, the history of Zimbabwe.
There's a lot going
So
on in Zimbabwe.
so fucked up, but it also made me be like, so Joao's story. And what I learned was kind of like, yeah, when other places were like giving up on apartheid finally and being like, okay, like maybe the 0.7% of white people that live in this country shouldn't own all the farmland and be in charge of everything. They were like, when other countries were like changing it up, Zimbabwe was like, no.
Zimbabwe, yeah, no. Zimbabwe's like everyone must die.
Maybe the most fucked up place I've ever learned about. I didn't really know anything about the colonialist history of Zimbabwe because I feel like we don't get a ton of British. We get a lot of European history in America, but like I couldn't tell you like the history of the British colonies, except that it's all incredibly fucked up. And it puts Joao's stories about like defending his mom's farm in a makes them even creepier because it's like
The stories he will proceed to tell in his tenure on Below Deck. Wait, what? Below Deck? Okay, that was weird. Will shock you. There is so much wild shit. Yeah, J Mark says, I just remembered that Nick looked up JWoww's kid sister on Instagram. That was actually me. I looked her up because I was curious. And that she's just as intense as him. And yes, she is. I believe her Instagram bio is like really intense. Like it says something like barely surviving in the, I don't even know. I could probably find it again, but
it's just like some people just have strong Nazi energy, you know? And Joao is one of those people, but they often come on Below Deck. Ashton.
well,
It's also,
Joao is
like-
it's the classic they're running away from something. And in his case, he's
Yeah,
running
but
away
it's
from a
like-
very, dangerous country.
Which again, like I didn't know the context of what he was talking about, but it's like, oh, his mom was like holding on to her farm that was like supposed to be given back to the actual population of Zimbabwe. And so he was like she was like a MAGA. They're all just like
Okay.
colonialism MAGA.
Okay, I found
Scary.
Joelle's little sister's Instagram. It's private, so of course, whatever. But her bio is, my name is Shay. I was born in Zim and I'm 13 years old. My dad died at the age of 35 when I was 6. ... And I have 2 brothers. Straight out of the gate. Pure trauma. What? For an Instagram bio? Wild.
Yeah, that's your bio. That's how you introduce yourself.
That's
to people?
Joelle's younger sister's bio, which
I think it's just like Joao and and he leads with the trauma aspect of so hard and so heavy that then when you do just like 1 minute of research into the political situation in which this happened, you're like, Brew, you're not the one who got traumatized. Your people were doing the traumatizing.
but then he'll be like, my mom was, beat with an elephant bone when she was pregnant and I watched it.
But that's
it's like
she wouldn't leave the land that she was like occupying wrongly.
that's what it was.
Yeah, there was like when in like 1980 they finally, so like however old Joao is, in 1980 Zimbabwe finally was like the last of the British colonies to be like, we're not doing minority rule by this small group of white people over this huge country of Black people anymore. We're gonna go into the future. And basically it was like, yeah, they're supposed to give the farms to actual Zimbabweans. And they changed the name of the colony, which had been called Rhodesia, after this guy Cecil Rhodes, who was the British colonizer, who told. But it was like a farming scam. It was like they told British people to go there so they could own land, like own farmland in this like incredibly good farmland. And also it was like ostensibly the colonizers who went to the other colonies were like rich people, but for whatever reason the people who went to Zimbabwe were sort of like considered more like middle class aspirational, wanting to own big plots of land. And then when they got there it was like much more fucked up than they expected.
Right.
Just the most fucked up place.
So you're saying that his family is one of the ones who came through from whatever Europe and like were part of the colonizers, and so his family got a lot of like aggressive behavior towards them because they were these colonizers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because some of the like, there were like Black nationalist groups being like, if you won't give up your farms, we're going to like take them back. So that's probably the situation in which Joao's mom was like,
Wow.
defending her farm or whatever. Was like she should have given it.
What
back.
Do you remember the story he told? I mean, I very vaguely remember her being beaten with an elephant bone when she was pregnant.
There was a period in the 80s where all the white colonizers left because they were basically told like, get the fuck out. And some people stayed, and clearly his family was of the people that stayed. Everybody else went back to England and South Africa,
right,
and other places.
Yeah.
So the people that stayed in Zimbabwe, the white people that stayed in Zimbabwe were like fucking hardline colonizers, and that's Joao's family. That's why he has an extremely bad vibe from the beginning.
Wild. I never knew that. I just thought he was just like annoying and just fucked up.
He is annoying, but it's like he's the British colonialist version of like white trash that becomes racist or something, He's like feels bad for himself because he had a hard time, but it's like brew, as they say in South Africa. Brew.
You should have
Rue,
just
you're not the
left.
victim in this situation. You work on a yacht now. You can go to heck. Joao, Jezebub.
Just yeah, Jezebub. I mean, the
Like, I'm not saying he
darkness.
doesn't have trauma from being in that situation and not that he's responsible for it, but and Hannah's parents met in Zimbabwe. I
But then
forgot also.
left. They
She
went
says
to. They're
they
originally
left.
Zimbabwean and then went to Australia eventually, or whatever.
Yeah, because they were the people that left when all the other white colonizers were like, okay, none of this land belongs to us actually, and nobody wants us here, so we're gonna leave. And Joao's family were the people who were like, we are going to stay.
That's crazy. That's
It is
fucking crazy. Oh,
It's
Jack on
fucking
Cable
crazy.
TV
And then it also
says.
made me be like, God, I learned so much about the world from Below Deck.
I know. Jack on Cable
Stuff I
TV
should
says
already know.
they're prob Rhodesian.
Yeah, for sure. That's what it was called before
What
it got liberated. Zimbabwe,
was called what?
Rhodesia.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because this like British colonizer called it Rhodesia.
Oh,
'cause
got
his
it.
name
Got
was
it.
Rhodes. And then they like voted what to call it instead, and they came up with Zimbabwe.
Fascinating.
It's fascinating because again, a lot of these people that are on Below Deck are like refugees from countries that were colonized, often of the colonizer gang, but also sometimes of the colonized, like Natasha, the chef.
Of the
And they're all
colonized.
traumatized. And they're all fucking traumatized by growing up in places that have a history of colonialist trauma.
God. Jack on Cable TV says a lot of the white Africans are Rhodesians. Great book on Africa by Eben Barlow called The War of Africa. Fascinating. Rhodesians.
Yeah, I don't
Good
know
to know.
anything about this, but it made me want to learn more.
Yeah. That's fascinating. It makes a lot of sense about who JWoww is and why he acts the way he does. Because he's so
Yeah,
entitled in a way that makes no sense to me.
that's what it is.
Rather
He's
than being
the
like a white guy.
colonizer who's like, again, it's like the white trash being like, well, I may be poor, but like
I'm still white.
my legacy of colonialist violence.
Well, that's the thing. It's like all he does is talk about how much trauma he comes from.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But
When
then
you
is
find out what that
so like he's so like his privilege is so intense, like how he acts, and you're like, none of this humbled you.
right,
Ugh.
because he clearly thinks of it as like the land was taken from us, and it's like, no, bro, you took the land. They were just taking it back because it wasn't yours.
Fascinating.
And that you frame it as like once upon a time in the West, like some bandits came to take your property, to steal your things. It's like you were given these opportunities to go back to the place that you came from, and you decided to stay because that's how entitled you were to this fucking land that doesn't belong to you.
Wow.
Crazy.
Oh, they really.
Anyway, yeah. Speaking of weird colonies,
Weird.
have you been enjoying Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
Yes, I have. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Few thoughts. Jenny is not bringing much to the table as of now, but I will say her daughter is amazing. She's so funny. She's
Yeah,
so
her
like
daughter's funny.
a star.
Jenny's fine. I was horrified by her husband being like, have a bunch more
Yeah.
children, even though you can't.
Even though you had like, what did she say? She had a ton of miscarriages. It would
Yeah, they were
potentially
basically like,
kill
if you
her.
have if you have another one, you might die.
Yeah, like, I don't know about you, but hey, maybe adopt a kid. I don't know, like,
Dude, I've met.
get a
I don't.
surrogate. If it could kill your wife, what's the point?
It's fucking. Some people have that attitude. They don't care if it kills the wife because it's about making more sons for your. I know somebody who had a lot of kids, and I think would have more if she could. And I think the idea of just having like as many as you possibly can weirds me out.
I don't like that.
I don't like it one bit. Also, they've got some kids. It's fine. It's
They
like
have 3 great kids.
it's like, how are we supposed to ever like your husband again? He just said basically that like you have to have more kids, and he doesn't care.
Yeah, his face is so like blank when she's like, I can't. And he's like,
It's crazy he would even be on TV like saying that, being
I
like,
know, the gall. I was like,
"Oh, you're gonna do it."
you know you're on
And she was
TV,
like,
right?
I had my tubes tied, right? She was like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting my tubes like untied. He was like, well, gotta have more kids. People like that are crazy to me when people are like, well, I always thought I'd have like 7 children, so
I will say he is a
Get to it.
chiropractor, so
he's a scammer.
yeah,
He's a chiropractor.
that's all you need to know about.
But I don't
a
care if he's a
chiropractor.
scammer. I just want him to be like a thoughtful husband. I don't
Well-
like anybody who's like, you gotta like your duty is to have as many of my children, as it takes. Because I think if you get 3, that's like a lot to me. I know people used to have 1 million, but think about how many women probably died all the time when they
Yeah.
were having like 1 million. Also, it just seems like such a bad idea right now. But especially for her, because she's saying, I don't want to, and I'm not gonna. And he's like, yeah, you will. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, that's what I don't like, that he's so like I mean,
Nonchalantly, like,
yeah.
yeah, you're good. You'll just do it. You'll fucking do it.
yeah, like no, she won't, and it's on TV, so you look like a
I didn't
fool.
like it. Yeah, I was like, man, I want to like your husband, but now I can't because he just
Yeah, fuck that guy. Thoughts on the Brooks Meredith Jen Shaw
Oh
fight?
my god. I mean, it's sort of amazing. It's kind of perfect as a matchup, I guess, because Jen Shaw is fighting a child.
Mm-hmm.
But how old is Brooks? Is he underage?
No, I think he's like 21, 22.
He's 21. He's over 18.
Yeah.
He can fight a housewife then. He can fight a housewife.
Well, he's basically at this point, like, he's in the mix.
I do think what Jen's doing is fucked up, which is to like all the tweets calling him a twink or whatever.
Yeah,
Calling
it's
him, like, a
pretty
deranged
unnecessary.
twink. But I also admit that it's like hilarious when Jen just like denies that she ever did that.
Do you think it's actually her team just like liking
No,
anything?
I think she's liking it and cackling, but they can't prove it's her. So like,
God.
it's funny to just be like, no, that wasn't me. Do you remember that paparazzi clip of Lindsay Lohan once where she just like says to the camera like, Paris Hilton is a cunt, and then they're like, why did you call Paris Hilton a cunt? And she's like, what are you talking about? I never said that.
No, I don't remember that.
It's like that. You're just like, she's putting the whammy on me in a way where I'm like, maybe Jen Shaw's team did just like it. I don't know.
She's bamboozling us.
She's bamboozling us, just like she
That's
bamboozled
wild.
all those people on the phone into
You're
giving
right.
them their life savings.
I will say, Stu, who's like, come on, you don't have to, it's not an apology. You just have to make peace. And I'm like, Stu out here trying to be like the mastermind behind the Jen Shaw Brown. I bet Stu liked those tweets.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some people be like, the thing is, like, Brooks is annoying.
Yeah, like,
independent of his sexuality, he's like a super entitled rich kid.
He literally built a fashion line off the back of his appearance on this show. Like,
Right. So
I
like
think you did decently, Brooks.
I do think like like baiting him if he really hasn't come out, because that's the thing, is that Meredith or whoever is like, he hasn't
Yeah,
said
he
what his
hasn't
sexuality is, so
discussed
like
his sexuality
you
publicly.
can't call him a twink if you don't
Yeah.
know he's gay. And Jen's like, well, I'm not calling him that, just my assistant is liking all these books.
Yeah. So my assistant is casually
But
taunting him.
happened to call him a twink, a nightmare twink or whatever.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's
So
like,
I do think you
a
could.
part
It's
of
like,
me. Go ahead.
it's like when people make fun of Trump for being fat or something. It's like, well, that's not the problem.
Yeah.
Like, make fun of him for being a rich asshole, not for like
Yeah.
physical appearance or like identity categories that aren't bad. Just talk about what a dick he is.
Or like talk about how he's trying to stay relevant by being on this show. Like, what is his relevance if he's not?
There's lots of things you could make fun of him for, the nepotism grift. Like, there's lots of we can think of a million ways to make fun of Brooks for being.
What does he have if not fighting with Jen? He doesn't really have a storyline.
It's making him relevant that Jen is fighting with him, and
Jen fighting with him is selling sweatsuits. So
that's what I'm saying. And
so stupid. It's all so stupid.
Well, it's like, we don't need. His sexuality is relevant.
Yeah, I don't care. Live your best life, Brooks.
Fighting with a housewife is good for the brand.
Yeah,
for everybody. Yeah, they went ice fishing. Then they had a casino night.
Okay, the casino night. Who is this new lady? What's her name?
She's a new lady, and her story is that she's like Mormon but leaving, maybe because
they have a trans child, so the Mormon community, they don't want to be part of a religion who is not fully accepting of their child.
Right, and that's what's interesting about Salt Lake City is everybody's like an ex-Mormon. Almost nobody is like currently a Mormon, which makes sense.
Well, Lisa is a Mormon. It's true, but it's like there are none of the. Nobody is like the cookie cutter Mormon wife that you would expect on a franchise like this, which is smart because they went a different way than Dallas. You want to get a bunch of wild. This show is like all wild cards, and that's why it's good. Right. I will say, Lisa, I am so hurt right now. I am so hurt. My heart is breaking. I was like, what, bitch? You did that. You blackballed this poor woman.
She did it.
Like, they literally said Lisa's assistant called, and we can't do this anymore.
There's some very good side drama right now, which is that some former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills are getting in the mix. I don't know if you're up on Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I am.
Somebody said that, I forget who said it, but somebody claimed that, Lisa Vanderpump claimed that Kyle Richards was spreading rumors about Erica Girardi and Tom Girardi in 2019.
About what?
About that Tom Girardi was shady and something was going down, that she'd heard rumors, or maybe that she'd heard rumors that their marriage wasn't real or was open or something, that she was being shady.
That Kyle Richards was?
Yes, Kyle Richards.
Okay, well, Lisa...
Andy Cohen's baby shower.
Oh, that's right. But then he asked Kyle about it on Watch What Happens Lives, and she was like, Lisa's a bitch. I don't know what she said. She was like, Lisa's full of shit.
She was like, Lisa, is her relevance, maybe her memory is fading as fast as her relevance, is what she said, which is very funny. Camille Grammer just came in and said, I was there, and it happened. We all heard Kyle Richards talking shit about Erica Jane and Tom Girardi.
So Erica Jane wasn't at the baby shower?
Or I don't know. Maybe she wasn't?
Huh.
It was a select group of housewives. It wasn't every housewife.
Fascinating.
Also, Vicky Gunvalson, my least favorite housewife, got dumped. Maybe I said that already last time. dumped by Steve, the police officer.
Right.
May she rot in hell. Uh,
May
anything else
she
happen
rot
on
in
Salt Lake
hell.
City that you enjoyed, or should we move on to Potomac?
Let's talk Potomac. Actually, Molly and I are going to be holding a podcast party in a
Oh, yeah, this
construction
is our
zone,
podcast.
so get ready.
That was my favorite moment because I love that it's become a trope of the housewives shows that like somebody starts a podcast always because we're all the same level of like.
I'm basically a housewife. You're
D-list.
basically a housewife.
We're basically
We're both
D-list
housewives at this
celebrities on
point.
television. That's right.
Am I not?
And we're on iHeart. Like we're basically Giselle and Robin. Who's what's it called? Like realistically shady, like respectfully shady.
Yeah, wait, what is it called? I actually don't even know. I need to Google it.
Because I was like, it's called pretty shady because one's pretty and one's shady, and then I was like, it's not pretty. It's not pretty shady.
Let's
it's something
see.
else. But it's like something
Lovingly shady? No.
Because Robin is like
Robin
skeptically. Is it skeptically
and
shady?
Giselle podcast. Okay. Reasonably shady.
Reasonably shady. That's what it is. Because it's like
because Robin's
X-Files.
reasonable and Giselle's shady.
Scully's reasonable and Mulder is shady.
Wow, wow, wow.
Wow. And then they have this weird party in an outdoor shed.
Yeah, in a construction zone. That is
she's like,
Giselle's house.
I can't say thanks for inviting me to your home because this isn't we're not in your home.
No. There was a moment. My favorite was when they're going to the back to see how to enter, and there's just that spiral staircase out of nowhere, and Ascale just goes, I'll come back.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Okay, you know what? I'll come back.
It is such a weird addition. People are always building weird additions onto their
Why doesn't she just buy a new house? What is this house she's obsessed with adding like a giant foyer to?
Because they don't there's usually it's usually a scam in some way.
The house doesn't make any sense. She does not need to live there. Has she not? I don't know. Maybe she does.
No,
I don't know.
Like, do you remember Chateau Cheray on Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Oh, yeah.
Just like
so
when somebody buys a money pit house that just like never gets finished being renovated.
Yeah.
Like Queen of Versailles. Love it. Love it. Zen Buddhist says, do you have to have disposable income to be a housewife? That's a great question because the answer is truly all over the place.
Yeah, I don't think so.
At this point, especially, yeah, it's like more people who want to become actually super wealthy via being a housewife. Most people are aspirationally wealthy. It's very few people, and like living beyond their means in like the Kardashians way, where like the clothes are borrowed, the cars are leased, you know, like they're pretending they're buying all this stuff, but they're actually getting it for free. That's a lot of rich people and like semi-famous people are like that.
Like myself.
Yes, like myself. There was another development in the Charlie Sheen and Denise Richards child support case, adding to my theory that that's why Denise Richards left Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, actually. Charlie Sheen doesn't have to pay her child support anymore.
Why?
Unclear.
Wait, what's your theory that's why she left? I'm curious about that.
Because I think it was like she was being kind of like open about some stuff in the first season that she realized by the second season he was going to use to make her look like a bad mother.
Yeah.
So that he wouldn't have to pay child support, even though it was just like she lets her husband get a hand job at the massage parlor. You know, like just if he could make her look like an unfit mother, like, oh, when are you doing all this stuff, you know? When she was allegedly having sex with Brandy and stuff like that, just stuff he could use to be like, she shouldn't be around children. She's like using drugs and having sex with all these people, which obviously like Charlie Sheen
Ugh,
in the
Brandy.
mirror. Look in the mirror.
Of all
But
the
also,
people.
like, one of their daughters moved out because she like said Denise was like being too strict, and it seems a little sketchy. Seems a little like maybe she wanted to move with Charlie because Charlie will let her do whatever she wants, you know?
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, and also like if you're Charlie Sheen's child, like
I'll
I don't
pray
think I'm
for
speaking
you.
it out of turn here to say like you might get some of his issues, some of his addiction problems. So I do like worry about those kids, but I don't think Denise Richards is like not trying. you know, I think it was just a situation that was like more serious than being on the show for her.
Yeah.
Some people I think would just like white knuckle it through anything. Like I think if something fucked up, genuinely fucked up happened to Lisa Rinna, she'd be like, show it on TV. You know,
Right, because she's not but she's not Denise Richards.
that's what I'm saying. Like some people, I think just do it as a lark.
Like,
when I
did you
talked to
see?
Kathy Hilton,
Go ahead, go ahead.
Kathy Hilton for sure has like real disposable money, you
Right.
know?
Right.
So she doesn't need the show that badly. You can tell who really needs the show for their own personal relevance so they can keep making celebrity appearances and stuff. But that's why the Erica Jane thing is so interesting because Erica Jane's entire fortune was like a house of cards, obviously. And in a way, all rich people's fortunes are a house of cards, right? So,
Well, when they're built on like thievery.
yeah, but again, it's like the thievery is recent in Erica Jane's case. But then I found out that like Tinsley's family owned slaves, you know? So, like, it's all built, a lot of it's built on thievery, especially the old money. The entire show, Southern Charm, is like, you know, that's what's so crazy about Southern Charm is now they're trying to like make it a commentary on the things that just kind of glorified without thinking about for the first 100 seasons of that show, where they were like, here's a polo match at a historic plantation.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm moving a little. I for some context, I fell in the shower last night, so I'm icing parts of my body that are in pain. So I apologize if I'm just
can we
maneuvering
get some,
around.
feel better Anna in the chat for Pineapple Gang?
I ate
Anna
some
had a little
serious
accident.
shit in the shower last night.
You
My thumb
were-
is sprained. I have to keep icing it. It's like blown up so much. It's so much bigger than normal and it's very stiff. And I
You were
hurt my
just
knee. I have a
doing-
giant bruise on my ass that I'll send you a photo of when you're ready to see my ass.
You were just in solidarity with David and Lloyd.
I know.
From when David
I
fucked himself
know.
up really badly.
I have like a David size leg bruise on my ass from eating shit on the shower.
I'm so sorry. That's horrible. I do stuff like that all the time. Good at self-injury.
Yeah, I have a bruise right here. You can't see it as well, but my shoulder really hurts. I don't know how I hit my shoulder, but that's how it goes. Sometimes in the shower you eat shit and it is what it is.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Scary in there. Got to be careful.
I should just show my ass so you guys can see what the bruise looks like, but
Well,
it's intense.
This is Twitch.
I know. I would never, could you imagine? It ruined my life.
We are cam girl in a little bit. Here.
Should we talk? Wait.
Let's talk Blue Dick.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else I want to say about Potomac. We didn't talk about the most recent episode this Sunday. Did you watch that one?
No, I haven't actually yet. So
I just want to say when you do watch it, I really, really can't stand Candace anymore. Like Candace is gnawing away at me. I can't. She's too much.
It's a good plot line though. It's a good plot line.
I think the whole Monique Samuels thing really gave her the confidence to think that she could step to anyone. And honey, you can't. You're losing. Like you're losing it. Like you're actually starting to lose it.
I love when somebody starts having a vanity pop star career and it makes them like lose their mind.
She doesn't know when to stop. I don't know. She's just like, someone needs to like rein it in because her husband is not reining it in. because
Yeah.
she's out of control, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, stop talking about Mia's mother. Jesus Christ. I don't know.
Yikes.
It's too much. The whole situation with Mia's mother just makes me like, I just feel for her. That's a tough life. I know she wants to keep telling you she's a CEO, but like, I get that's annoying, but like also like you don't know her like that. To
Yeah.
call her mother, what is it? Low budget or whatever she said.
Yeah.
And also her music video was low budget. The cars didn't even show up, okay? So, you know, own it. Be like, yes, I'm an independent artist. Things are low budget until I can make a career. So, whatever. Also, I just want to say Candace's mom is incredibly shady herself. So stop taking it out on all your friends and acknowledge that your mom is also very much so playing into the shadiness of it all.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we talk about below deck? Sorry, I just can't with Candace anymore. I'm also using a ribbon to tie ice to my knee right now, so sorry, things are a little crazy for me. All I had was a ribbon. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm like all over the place.
That's okay. You got any pain meds?
Just Advil. I didn't
Yeah,
go to the
yeah.
doctor or anything. It just felt like
Oh.
a bit much to go to a doctor and be like, I fell in the shower.
Oh.
Though I am in pain, maybe I should have.
Yeah. We
Jack
need to go,
O'Brien was like, do you need to go urgent care? And I was like, honey, we don't have good enough insurance for me to go to urgent care right now. So talk to your
yeah, but, like,
boys.
do you need a life alert? Yeah, go talk to your boys at
I'm not trying to pay all that money that insurance is not going to cover.
Podcast Factory.
They're not insuring us podcasters enough. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
That's right. That's right. We could trip on a mic. A mic could just bonk me in the head at any moment.
We have to be careful.
Yeah.
We must protect ourselves at all costs.
We must protect our precious voice boxes from destruction. All right,
Yeah.
Let's talk about Below Deck. Let's talk about Below Deck.
All right, Below Deck, Mediterranean, Season 6, Episode 15. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, 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 wow.
Wow, 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 wow.
What to say? Well, okay, in the interior, Katie promotes Courtney to second stew. That's nice.
Yeah.
And actually, let's talk about real quick. I want to talk about the guests coming up. Jamil Hill is coming back with her husband, her new husband. Well, I guess new, maybe a few years ago, whatever. Ian Wallace, and their friends are coming with them. And then there was an actor, I forget who they said was coming. But yeah, and so the interior is like, oh no, they're gonna be so high maintenance. And I'm like, yeah, sure you wish you had Delaney right now, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
they are totally suffering. Everybody's getting loopy and
Mhm.
crazy
Mm-hmm.
from the lack of sleep, the lack of support. They could use Lexi or Delaney so much, and it's their own fault. So it's hard to feel that sympathetic.
Yeah, they should have just kept Delaney. Like, come on, dude. It's not worth the stress that you're about to feel. But then, like, what's her name? Katie keeps being like, I feel confident in my decision making. Yeah, cut to Jamil Hill killing you in an episode, but okay. Oh, the guests previously, I forgot, they only stayed for one night. That was a quick trip.
Yeah.
But one of the guys who's obsessed with Katie left her his hat and wrote like a poem in the hat or like a quote in the hat basically saying he wants to fuck her.
Yeah. Pretty
What?
much.
People are weird, dude.
People are fucking weird.
But you know what? Those guests for one night, they left a $15K tip.
Pretty good for
is-
one night. That's better than some people leave for a whole charter.
Yeah. That's like really nice.
Yeah.
I was, I guess they're really Christian, so what are you going to do? And, they left you a tip and a hat with a quote that says they want to fuck you.
Yeah.
Cha-ching. Or should I give it a
Ooh la la.
an ooh la la?
Ooh la la.
So, yeah. So anyway, new guests are going to be Jamil Hill and her husband and friends, and they want a dinner with Captain Sandy, a picnic So that should be a shit show. And they want a talent show, which is interesting. Okay. Good luck. I hate Matt Chu.
I hate him so much. He's such a fucking piece of shit. He sucks. He's the worst person I've ever seen.
Fucking hate Matt Chu.
Ugh.
He's got so much confidence because no one has
Sucks.
sent a plate back. But oh, honey,
Yeah.
here comes Jamel Hill to fucking wipe your fucking ass
Yeah.
and send it back.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. But I'll
Yeah.
take it. Okay. Should we talk about the deck crew?
Yeah.
They are struggling. The threads are coming out. You can see things are getting loosey goosey, like you said.
Yeah.
Z seems to get even more drunk. His face seems every time
Yeah.
I see him out, he seems more drunk than before, and I'm like, I think we're losing the plot with Z a little.
He falls in a bush.
He falls
That's
in a
funny.
bush.
That's funny.
And he says he's not a happy camper.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, bitch, you're in a bush.
Yeah. He's the funny drunk. He's a silly drunk, which is better than some people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyways, he's frustrated with himself. Malia's pissed because they keep making rookie mistakes. And so she gives them a lecture about not making rookie mistakes. Ahoy, Nikki Bex. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, welcome on.
We're talking about Lloyd. Lloyd isn't feeling well on the last, first day of the last charter, I guess, which is coming. He says he has a lot on his mind and he isn't sure where he's going after his job, but then he also has like a tightness in his chest. And he's also like, his heart is racing. He feels nauseous. He's like pumping up one of those, I don't know what those like dock things are. And then he like vomits. And then Malia's like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And Captain Sandy takes Lloyd's blood pressure and it's really high. And then he has to vomit while he's like there getting his blood pressure taken. And then Captain Sandy's like, this bitch got to go to the doctor. He's got to go offshore. And I think if you recall, Captain Sandy herself has had like heart attacks. So she's like really, really sensitive about like any like tightness in a chest. Like she, like when she starts being like, don't worry, Lloyd, it's gonna be okay. I was like, bitch, why are you telling? You gonna make it sound like he's out to have a heart attack? She's like, don't worry, Lloyd, everything's gonna be totally okay. You're gonna be okay. And it's like, oh my god, the way you're saying that makes it sound like he's not gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to calm him before the storm, and which creates the storm.
Yeah.
I was like, no, don't say that. Just being like, it's nothing. Just let's send you in for a routine checkup. You're gonna be okay, Lloyd. Okay, look at me, Lloyd. You're gonna be okay. It's like, if someone said that to me, I'd be like, okay, now you're kind of making it feel like I'm not gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Like I need to start thinking positively because things are about to get very bad. What do you think is going on with Lloyd?
I don't know. I think he might be having a panic attack. Is
That's
that
what I
possible?
thought.
Yeah. I thought he was like, he'd seen what happened to Matthew and he was like, oh, now I will replicate this behavior and have a panic attack because I'm having some kind of a large, because he was having a freak out before that even. I think it just became physical.
Sorry.
No problem. Lloyd.
So, yeah. I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about the deck crew? Should we move on to the night out?
Move on.
All right, night out. Malia and Katie say they've always wanted to have sex in the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay. That's hot. You can never do that on Below Deck, the TV show, because they'll film it, but
Yeah, that's right.
I hope you get to do it sometime on the not filmed yacht work job. Okay. I'm really killing this, aren't Yeah, so they all go wine tasting, and they're like, we should do a group trip afterward. And I'm like, do you guys really want to hang out that badly?
Yeah, I don't think you do.
I was like, with Machu? I don't know. I don't know. And then Courtney gives a speech thanking Katie for being a boss bitch and that she loves everyone too. And then Malia's like, Courtney, you've been the foundation of this whole trip. And it's like, cause you turn around and she's twerking.
Yeah.
I guess. And then Courtney and Z have a moment where they acknowledge the awkwardness of their relationship.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Have fun on your group trip together. And then a classic Machu trope. He ruins the night by bringing up Lexi and how much he hates her.
Mm-hmm.
And then Malia says she understands where Lexi's coming from. And then Machu just keeps being like, no, she's a bad person. There's nothing good in her. She's a bad person. And Katie's like, bro, you are so lucky to be here. You are so lucky to be here. And then Courtney does a thing that genuinely annoyed the shit out of me. She starts crying and agreeing with Matthew that everybody is going through their own thing and it doesn't mean you get to take it out on other people. And I was like, what the fuck?
Huh? Where? Why?
I was like, these are, honey,
Ooh.
why are you doing this?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, Zinbuda says the pile of dirt though. Exactly. Like, this is dumb.
What a
Leave
fucking
Lexi alone.
loser. Yeah. He's like mad they can't all dunk on Lexi anymore because she's literally not there anymore. It's like, bro, you got what you wanted. You have
Yeah.
to shut up now. You can't be like, hey, remember how much we all hate Lexi? It's like, no, nobody's thinking about it now, you fucking idiot. They're all being like, maybe we should have traded Machu and Lexi because Machu sucks and now we're all tired.
Yeah. And I don't understand why Courtney's crying. I guess it makes her think of her own dad who has Alzheimer's. And it's like, but why are you, I don't know. It had like crocodile tears vibes. Like, to me, I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
like
Courtney,
this.
I didn't like it either. Yeah.
Because it felt like she was kind of like helping Machu's point. And it's like, why, what's the point of that? Like, why come for someone who's not even there?
Yeah.
I don't know. David actually defends Lexi at one point, which is
Yeah.
interesting. And then he tells us that when he was going through his shit when at a younger age, I think when his friends died, that he was like, took a bunch of pills because he was just tired and upset. And he was like, I'm going to sleep for a long time, but then ended up waking up in a hospital. So he basically like overdosed.
Yeah.
And then, what else happened? David seemed to have been having a moment
Yeah.
during this episode.
Yeah.
What happened?
Everybody was having a moment.
Yeah, everyone was.
Everyone was kind of like going inward.
Yeah, it's last charter, like, it's been a tough one. And on the cab ride back, David's all sad and he's like, the girls are like, why? Is it me? Every single one of them was like, is it me? And it's like, what?
Huh?
Is it what I did? Me? Personally, what I did to you? And he's like, no, like, I'm just tired and upset and I feel like condescended to because I'm actually like pretty good at my job. And then Malia's like, I'm hard on you because you are good at your job. And then
Everyone's just losing their mind at the end of the season like they often do.
yeah.
Losing their goddamn minds.
They really are. And then in the other cab, surprisingly, Lloyd actually tells Machu that he's lucky to be there because of how he's acted. And I was surprised by that because in the past they have been defending Machu.
No, but then they're all just like, oh, he's still complaining about Lexi.
Yeah, he sucks.
And they all like teamed up on Lexi and were like, everything will be great after she leaves. And now it's like, everything's still not great.
Yeah.
And she's gone.
Yeah. They go from like 0 to 100 of loving each other to feeling like weird very quickly.
That's that boat fever, that boat madness.
Yeah.
Summer camp.
Yeah, and then when they get back to the boat, everyone just parties. That's when everyone parties except for David. David goes to bed, and then they all just drink, and that's when Z falls in a bush. And then the next episode looks like a shit show.
Sure does. Can't wait.
Because Lloyd goes, and they are now officially a deck hand down and a stew down. And Jameel Hill's coming, baby.
Be crazy.
Ooh. Jack on Cable TV says the Reddit review of Machu's food with photos was scathing. I looked at that, but I didn't understand. Like, it didn't feel scathing for me. It just felt like they were just kind of acknowledging it. Can you kind of explain what they were saying? I didn't really get it.
It's gross.
It's just basic. Is that what they were saying? It's just be like, I'm making a bolognese. Is that what it was? I don't even remember. He just made like, what did he make? Just basic ass ice pack.
Oh.
I just have a pile of ice packs on the ground. Do you guys love that? You love that for me?
Love it.
I'm just waiting for Jack's reviews of Machu's food.
Let you go take care of yourselves.
Okay. Jack says they were shitting on it for looking bad and being badly executed.
Well,
He's not. Okay. He might be like a good cook, but I don't think he's like. He's not like innovative in a way that like. What's her name? Rachel was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not moved by anything he creates.
No, it's gross.
Well, fuck him.
Well, thanks for watching.
Fuck him till he shits himself. All right.
All right.
Guys, thank you so much. He says he's self-trained.
You didn't finish the al dente pasta in the sauce. All right. I believe he's self-trained.
Warm poke that had to be thrown out. Brown avocado, lots of caprese salad. They were upset that he didn't finish the al dente pasta in the sauce. Ugh, God, what a loser.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cook on the rice, you dumbass.
Also, the fact that he's always like, should I do this? Should I do that to Katie?
Yeah,
and she's
who
like,
cares? Nobody fucking cares. Do it.
yeah, she's like,
Thanks.
I don't care.
Thanks, Jack on Cable TV. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll be back next week with some more Chief Stews. If you have anything you want us to talk about, any shows you want us to watch, any below deck thoughts, any housewife thoughts, give us a shout on Twitter.
Yeah, I will say, please don't ask me to watch Squid Game. It's too intense for me.
I can't deal with it right now because life sucks enough.
It's a lot. I can't
It's
take in
not-
how aggressively intense it is.
Yeah, makes me feel bad. I gotta feel not bad right now.
Yeah, I need to watch.
Blue Dick and some real
Exactly.
housewives makes me feel bad in a different way that I can deal with. Makes me feel good, and that is bad.
And you know what?
Believe
Tonight is the finale of Bachelor in Paradise.
me. Ooh. Fun,
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
All right. Follow me at Molly Lambert.
Follow her at Molly. I'm sorry. Molly. I'm so sorry. Molly Lambert. I'm at Anna Hosnier.
Anna
We-
Hosnier.
As a whole, are at Deckheads Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And you can email us at deckheadspod@gmail.com. Send us all the good stuff. You know, we love DMs. You know, we love tweets. We love everything fun.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? What song am I playing out on? There we we go. Boring Labor Day 13. A boring Labor Day. That's what this is called. Rude. Thanks so much. Remember, follow us Instagram, Twitter at Deckheads Pod. We're always here. We actually don't leave this Zoom every time we slide off. We're just sitting here until next week. Wow, you guys are like, what? Just joking. I'm gonna go ice my body.
Don't ice your body. Feel better.
Actually, oh my god, I forgot to tell you I'm going to Salt Lake City this weekend.
What? Amazing.
For not great reasons. But you know what? Maybe I'll run into a little lady named Jen Shaw.
Maybe you will.
I'll keep my...
Take some influencer photos.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna wear the most aggressive, like, heels you'll have ever seen in the snow. I don't even think there's snow yet. I don't think there is.
Get a fur hat. Get a crazy fur hat.
I will.
Bye.
All right, guys. Peace out, Pineapple Gang. Stay strong. Shout out to all our friends in the pineapple industry. Okay, I can't seem to find... Okay, here we go. All right, bye.
Man, some people think I'm a dick, some people think I'm a nice guy. I'm cool either way. Man, some people think I'm a dick, some people think I'm a nice guy. I'm cool either way. Man, some people think I'm a dick, some people think I'm a nice guy. I'm cool either way.